Hey guys, what's up? All right, so today we are discussing, you guys voted to hear how to sleep your way to fat loss in perimenopause. And so a couple things. You may have noticed as you are experiencing the hormonal changes of perimenopause, the old tricks don't work anymore. So the counting calories, cutting carbs, over exercising, lots of cardio, they're just not cutting it. And so you're kind of thinking, oh my gosh, nothing works. Weight gain is inevitable. Not true. It's just that our body is in fact changing and we must adjust accordingly. So one of those things is we are more sensitive to blood sugar fluctuations. So I'm going to say how this ties into sleep. So we're more sensitive to blood sugar fluctuations. And here's the thing with sleep. I always say it's kind of like the chicken or the egg. Which came first? Is it the disrupted blood sugar that's affecting sleep? Or is it the disrupted sleep that is affecting appetite and cravings the next day? So it's a little bit of both. So first thing to note is you may have been, and I'd love to hear from you if you're experiencing this already, may have been noticing some problems with sleep that you never had before. So maybe you have a hard time falling asleep, or maybe you have no hard time falling asleep, but then you're waking up in the middle of the night and you can't get back to sleep. That's common. So when we don't get enough sleep, sleep is everything, especially at this age. When we don't get enough sleep, our appetite and cravings hormones are out of whack. So that's why you may be noticing that you're having food cravings you never had before. Or maybe you're eating plenty, but then you're having excess hunger, like you ate and then you're hungry again, and you never used to be like this. So if we're not having proper sleep to reset everything and to help with that hormonal health, then we're going to end up with excess hunger and cravings the next day. Alternatively, if we're not balancing our blood sugar through the day properly, that's going to impact our sleep. So it's a whole cycle and one feeds into the next. So where do we start? Believe it or not, it starts with breakfast. Got to start your day off right. And that includes balancing your blood sugar properly. When we balance our blood sugar properly in the morning, it sets us up proper for the rest of the day. You still got to do other stuff. It doesn't mean you have a good breakfast and set it and forget it, but it starts to set it up properly. It also, blood sugar and cortisol are closely associated. So when we have this elevated cortisol in the morning, if you're not having proper breakfast to balance out your blood sugar, cortisol's high. Cortisol means menopause belly, right? Cortisol puts fat on the belly, that menopause belly that a lot of women experience. There is a way to get rid of it. So in order to have good sleep at night, it starts with breakfast in the morning. So we want to balance our blood sugar properly. You want to eat within an hour of waking, 30 grams protein, at least 20. You're starting your day off right. Then you're going to do the same at lunch. Now we get to dinner, and this is where a lot of women struggle. Thing is, if you're not eating enough during the day, this is why it starts with breakfast. If you're not eating enough during the day, a lot of women in the evenings who fought through willpower and cravings all day, now you get to the end of the day, and the thing is, we only have so much willpower. It is, in fact, a finite resource. So you may find that while you were good all day, now you get to the end of the day, you get home from work, and you're freaking starving, and the willpower's gone out the window, and you're busy, and you're tired, and you don't have time to make something, and you're like, forget it, I'll start again tomorrow, fresh. But here's the problem. When you're not having a proper balanced dinner, that's going to affect your sleep. When it affects your sleep, that's going to affect your hunger hormones the next day. So they're going to be dysregulated. They're not going to tell you when you've had enough to eat properly, and they're not going to signal same thing properly when you're full. So it's a whole day affair to prepare your sleep. One of the other things I want to stress, so in the evening, you want to be having something that's going to keep you full long enough. Like a lot of women, the issue is not overeating, it's more undereating. So if you're undereating all day, the quickest path to overeating is undereating. Does that make sense? So undereating all day leads to overeating at night. Overeating at night leads to disrupted sleep. So what we want to do is you want to make sure you're having enough at dinner. Now, you don't want to overdo it either, like it's a fine line, right? But if you're doing it right all day, you're not going to feel the need to overdo it at dinner because your blood sugar would have been balanced through the day and your hunger hormones are signaling properly. So when we get to the end of the day for dinner, you want to have enough that you feel satiated, that you're not eating before bed. In a perfect world, you want to have no food for about 3 hours before sleep. And this is going to allow you to have a better, more restful and restorative sleep. When our body is sleeping, we want it to be able to focus on restoring and rejuvenating. And this is how we have healthy hormone production, right? It's piece of the puzzle. And so we don't want our body to be busy digesting while it's trying to restore. We want our food to have been properly digested before we go to sleep, and then our body can do what it's supposed to do in sleep, which is restore. So you want to be sure you're having enough at dinner that you're not going to be hungry later in the evening and be tempted to eat. And you also want to make sure you're balancing your blood sugar enough at that dinner that your body's not going to be having food cravings in the evening, which is common. So you want to aim for, 30 grams of protein at your dinner. You want to make sure you're having enough fiber. Most women do not get enough fiber. You want to have about 30 grams a day, so like 8 to 10 grams of fiber per meal. And guess what? Fiber is carbs. So don't be afraid of carbs. Just make sure you're eating the right ones with fiber. And of course, you want to have some good healthy fats, because that's going to, number one, help with hormone production. But number two, fat is slower to digest. So it's going to help keep you feeling more full and satiated, so you don't feel the need to eat or snack between dinner and the time that you go to sleep. And of course, most women want to be having, 8-9 hours sleep a night and allow your body really what it needs. So when you say sleep your way to fat loss, it actually is true, because it affects the way your body stores fat. It affects the way your body burns off energy. It affects your energy levels. It affects your hunger, and it affects if you're having cravings. So this is a big difference between if you're going to be counting calories and starving all day, or if you're going to be eating proper meals and feeling satiated and having plenty of energy. But at the same time, you're giving your body the proper signals to release stored fat. And you're giving your body what it needs for proper hormone production to signal to your body to burn off the food that you're eating very efficiently as fuel. So it's not being stored as fat. So I hope that makes sense to you guys. Sleep is everything. And again, what came first, the chicken or the egg? Like, most women will experience some disrupted sleep at some point during the perimenopause, going into menopause journey. But there are a lot of things we can do with this nutritionally and lifestyle-wise to help it. So it all starts with nutrition. Nutrition is not just about a calorie. It's about the impact that it has on your body and the reaction. So yeah, what you eat and when you eat it absolutely affects and can affect your sleep. So we've got to start with breakfast. You want to have enough at lunch, and you want to have the proper dinner. And that should set you up proper that way. And then you're not dealing with cravings the next day. Anyway, hope that helps you guys. I have put together a free guide for you if you want more. If you're feeling confused on why what you were doing before to lose weight is no longer working, I put together a free guide for you, why traditional diets fail after 45 and what actually works. And in that guide, I break down for you what's happening, some things to avoid, some things to do. So I think you'll find it very helpful, and certainly help to give you some clarity and get rid of frustration on what you should be doing instead. To get the guide, it is for free for you. I put it together. Just comment below guide, and I will be happy to send that to you. Hope that helps. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.